What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over a staple of the defenses that I've run over the last few years, and it's something that we actually saw utilized on the competitive level in the MCS Ultimate Kickoff Finals on night number 2, and that tactic is the disguising your front or disguising your coverage audible trick. Now, this is something that we have called the double safety walkdown method in the past. We've used it for stopping seam routes. We've used it for fortifying run defenses by adding players into the box. But last night in the MCS, we saw this utilized for the purpose of setting up more intricate blitzes. And you guys can check out gridirongameplans.gg where I broke it down this tactic in the vault as it was used on a competitive level last night. You guys can get that tip, 39 to 40 other vault tips that we've already posted in the first 3.5 weeks of Madden, and 5 offensive and defensive game plans for just $9.95. Go check it out. It is the best deal in Madden tips, I swear to you. So I think that this is a great idea that you guys can utilize for adding players to the box count in certain defensive formations in the game. For instance, Dollar right here have plays where they have the safeties in blitz assignments. A lot of times when you have safety blitz assignments, they will move pre-snap. Now, the cool thing about Dollar is that we not only have double safety go, but we have a show left and we have a show right in the form of free safety zone blitz and strong safety zone blitz. So if you're facing an offense where maybe you want to walk down somebody in one seam because you're going to utilize the other, you might call the show right. And if you wanted to do the vice versa of that and walk down the safety on the other side, you might call the show left. If you wanted to walk both safeties down because maybe your opponent is running the ball on you effectively, or you're worried about both seams getting high pointed or thrown too quickly, you might call the double show. But let's go ahead and talk about what you guys will do with this, because we're not just going to come out in those stock blitzes. So let's say that I want to run cover 4 drop, or let's say that I want to run a zone coverage such as cover 2 or cover 3 buzz, and I really want those safeties to come down into the fit. All we're going to do is make sure that we have those as an audible. And then when we break the huddle against our opponents, let's say that they're in something where the seams feel a little bit questionable for us. So I'll call something a little bit more spread out, but also narrow. You see that when we call this defense here, the safeties both walk down. The cool thing about this is that you guys can audible into any play you want, and those safeties will stay put. Now, here is the caveat with this. In order to keep your safeties in this position, you cannot do any type of show blitz, back off universal, or press universal, because once you do that, it will move your safeties back to the original spot that they should play in the coverage that you call. But don't worry, there is a workaround. So let me go ahead and respot the ball here. You have 2 different options available to you. Let's say that we wanted to audible into this cover 3 play right here, but I also wanted to maybe blitz the purple on the left, Antonio Cromartie. I can't press the coverage universally as we just saw, so we have a couple of options. You can either individually press, which is Y, A, or triangle X on PlayStation to bring up the individual coverage. Then you choose a defensive player that you want to press over. So if I wanted to press Jerry Rice, I would hit B, and then you flick the right stick down. And you see that the zone coverage corner or the man coverage corner, depending on what coverage you're in, that's associated with that position on the field will walk down. So I could actually press every other player except for those show blitz safeties by doing this if you wanted to do it very, very quickly. But the truth is that's a lot of button presses, especially in a game where people will quick snap you, and you know, some of those types of things definitely occur. So here's the other trick. What we would do is audible into the cover 4 drop, click onto prime time, tweak him, press B to click onto our other safety, tweak him, and then press your coverage. This would make it so you really can do this quite quickly, because it's easy to go from one safety, one button press by hitting B or circle on PlayStation to get to the other, just move those and then universally press. That's a great way to kind of allow you to, get your blitz set up, especially for those of you that like to, run the dollar meta where you stack these guys in contains and try to get, a lot of pressure against people that, struggle with blocking that meta. So as you can see right here, we basically have called like a pretty aggressive cover 4 defense. And we're saying, can you block the loop blitz? And you see right there, the answer is kind of. But again, right there, we have the safeties there where we can lurk low, we can play hard flats, we could jump aggressively in the flat, because if we are busy, kind of playing underneath in this defense, then you know, we've got this help right here that's going to drop off the line and allow us to, you know, be able to you know, take those chances. So in a lot of cases, you may be able to do stuff like this, where, you know, you can blitz off of both sides or whatever, and then, you know, they're blocking, and then you're kind of flying out here, and you see that we're able to get pressure, and it's still a cover 4 defense, and the seams are kind of taken away. So like, this is a great tactic for the purpose of like defending some throws that are quick off the line. It just makes people uncomfortable. You also kind of get that amoeba style look to your defense that is very, very frustrating. Let's take, for instance, another tactic that you guys could utilize this for. So let's say our opponent comes out in something like gun trio, halfback weak. And we know that there's a run that we really don't want to deal with going to that right side. But I don't necessarily want to walk down both safeties for whatever reason. Maybe they have like a deep corner route that they're throwing, or they're beating us over the top in the left seam, and I don't want the safety hanging out that low. But I just want one of my safeties down in that area to kind of deter them from running the ball away from our user. We might go ahead and call strong safety zone blitz here in this case, because we can then audible into literally anything else we want. And you see that this kind of turns our dollar into a 3-3 defense, but we still have our one high safety. And now we're right back in a situation where it's like, okay, do you want to run your inside zone here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players to the right of your center, and your center's isolated, and you only have basically 3 guys to block to the right of the center, which gives us that numbers advantage. Now we're back in a situation where, okay, maybe we scare them out of that. We can still set up, you know, contain loop meta, especially if they're, you know, not going to try to, you know, block it with a running back, or if they struggle to block it with a running back. Now you're in a spot where, you know, you can do these loops and contains and still cover the field and still shed and do all these types of things that you guys are looking to do out of your dollars. So, you know, this whole look is very, very useful for the purpose of run defense as well. Of course, there are other defenses in the game that get these types of walk down methods as well. But again, just a reminder, these are more so for coverage purposes or just kind of like filling run lanes. This trick goes a lot deeper. And again, if you guys want to check out exactly what I'm talking about with how players are utilizing it to set up better blitzes, you can definitely check out the vault on Gridiron, where I cover this in better detail as to how this tactic made its way into the first MCS tournament of Madden 24. So definitely go check it out in the vault. We go a little bit deeper with getting pressure off of these looks as well. So I do want to cover one formation where this trick for some reason doesn't work the same way, and that is dime. So dime has a double safety walk down play in it, but for some reason, no matter what it is that you do, you cannot audible into Tampa 2. I wanted to kind of address that. For some reason, Tampa 2 does not allow you this opportunity. So what you would have to do is, again, the tweak method. So you tweak these guys, then audible into your Tampa 2 and then make your coverage adjustments. I don't know why you would want a safety in a deep half right there down in the box, because it is a little bit dangerous anyway. So from a, you know, from a standpoint of like how realistic would it be that we would want to play Tampa 2 like that? Not very, because there's always going to be that throw down the sideline. If I had a better free form there, that's a touchdown, because that safety can't really get over to that. So I would more so reserve this tactic for you know, some of your other coverages, some you know, safer coverages that you might want to run. Again, you could get right back into the habit of running these inside quarter zones. These are fantastic. You know, just kind of gives you this, really it turns the dime into, in this look in many ways, into like a 4-4 defense, which is going to make you a little bit more stout against the run depending on what it is you're calling. But obviously right here, you know, if somebody wants to run the ball, you know, you got these guys that can fill a little bit better. So now you're turning dime into a better run defense as well. So there you guys have it. That is today's video on utilizing show blitz looks and stock plays and then audibling into other plays to disguise what you're trying to do. This is a great way for those of you that play in maybe leagues that don't allow you to manually move players to kind of skirt around those rules. This is going to be a great tip for those of you that you know, want to disguise blitz metas, or don't feel like you have time to move safeties down in the box to be able to do so you can spend your time adjusting your coverage or setting up the blitzes that you so desperately want to get set up. It's just a time saver. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. As always, want to hear what you guys think about the content right here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. So blessed to be able to have crossed over 25,000 subscribers. You guys keep me motivated every day, man, for real. Totally appreciate it. We'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.